everyone, my name is Nair and I'm from Smjk Seg Hwa. My school code is JEB7030. Today, I would like to talk about one of my most favorite book titled King's Cage by Victoria Aveyard. Now, before we take a look at the book, let us talk about the author. I was so hooked by the book that I even followed Victoria on her social platforms. Now, what type of person Victoria actually is? Victoria is a free-spirited person with a lot of sense of humor. She also prioritizes her character's emotional complexity, which you can see through her posts in her social media platforms. Now, let us talk about the book. This book is a part of the Red Queen series, which consists of 4 main books, and this is the 3rd book. Now, what's the actual story of this book? Before we get into this book, let us look a little bit about the first book, the 2nd book, so we get the idea of what this book is actually about. In the first book, Nair and Melvin will be lovers. But once deep in love, lovers will turn into enemies. As the story slowly progresses, the story will take a dark turn, which you will never expect. And throughout this series, there will be multiple backstabbing, betrayals, and bittersweet moments. Now, you might think this book is all about love, right? But do keep in mind, this book is not all about love. Though it consists of a lot of love moments in this, but it's not all about it. Because after being betrayed once, Nair will now struggle to trust anyone. With the exiled Prince Carl coming into her life, will she ever be able to trust him? Yes, she does. But as the story always goes, Carl will betray her because once a royal, always a royal. He will still go after the throne, leaving man in despair. Now, you might wonder, what's the actual plot of this book, right? In this book, Nair will surrender to Melvin to protect her friends. Melvin will take full control of Nair's life now. And as when Nair was just like losing hope of her life, Carl will come to save her. The Scarlet Guards, under the guidance of Carl, will come and free Nair. Now, who is Scarlet Guards? Scarlet Guards are the rebellion group that is rebelling against Melvin to create equality and stop Melvin's barbarism. And throughout this book, there will be multiple deaths and also moments that will leave you in despair. But I'm totally sure that you will love this book, especially if you are a person who's into emotional roller coaster. Now, let's look at it. You might think and wonder, who is my favorite character in this book, right? And that is Melvin, the villain himself. Because in this book, I can relate to Melvin more than the other characters and understand him much better than the other characters. We see why Melvin turned out this way, like a monster. It is because of years and years of emotional abuse and brainwashing has led him to a monster he is now. The brainwashings from his mother has made him believe that he is one, and even when he tries to get out of his past self, the hands that once stained will always be stained, and he's stuck in the past that he desperately wants to get out. And Melvin's way of twisted thinkings and darker thoughts is always something that will leave you haunting and sympathizing. Though you will hate him, but you will sympathize him as much as you hate him. And that's why I really love Melvin, because it's how much you can connect to the characters himself. And I would totally recommend this book to you, especially if you are a person who loves science fiction, dark fantasy, or just love stories with a mind-blowing plot. If you are a person who's into this 3 type of thing, you should definitely read this book, as this book will leave you gripping on the edge because every single chapter will keep you wondering what's gonna happen next. Who's gonna die? Are they gonna survive? Especially, you might think that the person actually survived and at the end, they're gonna be dead, which is gonna leave you in despair. So if you're into emotional roller coaster type of stories, this book is for you. That's all from me. Thank you.